These cranberry orange oatmeal bars are the perfect amount of tangy and sweet. They are filled with the flavors of the holidays. Charlotte Hancey joining me now in the kitchen to make these great bars.
I'm so excited to share these. When I made these, I've been making these for a while, but I made them recently and it just had all the flavors of Christmas in there with the cranberry and the orange and the cinnamon. Like, this is perfect. I love them.
Well, it's different, and it can be a dessert. It can be a kid's, I don't know, snack.
Yes.
Or anything.
Really anytime.
Breakfast, too.
Yeah, you can justify them for breakfast, too, because there's oatmeal in them. So, so let's get started. I've already made the crust, and the crust is really easy. It's a crumbly crust. It has flour and oats and brown sugar and cinnamon and orange juice. Yes, there's orange juice in there. I did see you
making it. So you juice the orange, and that's how it binds?
Yes.
There's no egg?
There's no egg in this. There's some egg in the filling, but it's just, that's all it is. And there's some melted butter in there. And so you can see it's like a crumbly filling. And you just press it into the bottom of an 11 by 7 pan. And it's also very easy to double this. Like, for me, like, if I'm going to make something like this, I usually will double it because, you know.
Leftovers are good, and for days of snacks. What kind of utensil is that?
It's like a Danish whisk.
Oh,
Aren't they
that's
fun?
cool.
They work really well on everything. Okay, so, but here's a trick. If you've ever juiced an orange or a lime or something and then you realize you need the zest.
Don't throw away the skin.
You've got to zest it first. So I went ahead and zested because the filling has some orange zest in it, okay? So the filling is a little interesting. The very first time I made a recipe that was similar to this filling, I thought this is so weird because it's got sour cream and flour and sugar, and it just seemed kind of, it just seems different. But it just works, and it turns out, it turns into this like creamy glaze filling that just works so well with these.
I've heard sour cream does that.
Yeah, so we've got orange zest, and then 1 1/3 cups of dried cranberries. Love those this time of year. And then we're going to do 3/4 cup of sour cream, okay?
Well, you mentioned the cranberries, and I never know. I always buy the huge bag, and what do you do with all of those cranberries? We'll make little cranberry bars.
Make cranberry bars. Also, you can use light sour cream to just make it a little lighter, because it does have some sugar in it. We've got a little sugar in here.
What would you say that's a cup?
I think that was a 1/2 cup, so not too much.
Yeah.
And this is a couple tablespoons of flour, and that helps bind that filling. And then we have an egg white. So there's another lighter part of it. We have an egg white, and then we're just going to do a teaspoon of vanilla. Just going to eyeball it like I always do with vanilla.
That's what we do in our kitchens.
Okay, and then we just mix that together, and it just works. I don't know, like the first time I made this, I think it was like a cherry kind of dessert with this. I thought, this is weird. What's it going to turn out like?
Well, the sour cream can throw you off. But then once it bakes, maybe.
Oh, it just works. Okay, so we're going to mix all this together, and this is our cranberry filling. And then we spread it over the pressed down crust. Okay. Spread that on there. And then when we made the crust, we reserve a little bit of it because we're going to sprinkle that on the top.
Oh, that goes on the top. All right.
This is so easy to make. It comes together so fast.
Do your kids love this?
Yes. Yes, they do. They were. I think my girls were eating it for breakfast on their way out.
See, breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
And then we're going to take the rest of our filling, and we just crumble it over the top, and we bake it at 325 until it gets nice and brown. And then it's optional, but it looks really pretty to melt some white chocolate and drizzle that over the top, and then that's how they turn out. They're so good.
Well, Charlotte, this will make not only if you have a small get-together for dessert, but a great neighbor gift.
Yes, these are great for
change it up a little bit instead of the cookies and brownies.
Exactly. I love these. They have such good flavors, and Then you can find me on Instagram at charlotte.shares and on my blog at charlotteshares.blog.
Charlotte, you're absolutely right. This works.
It does.
It is so yummy. It's different, and it's holiday-esque.
Yes, it's perfect for the holidays.
I love it. Thank you so much. The recipe on our website, abc4.com/GTU. Up next, the gift to bling this holiday season.
And at the end of the show, is Faith Hill trying to get rid of Tim McGraw? He thinks so. Hear what it has to do with their massive Christmas tree.